Hey guys, welcome back. We've got a big update that just came out, and the microphone just came in, so hopefully audio quality is going to be a lot better going forward here, and a lot of stuff going on that we just got in this update. This was pretty amazing, so let's go through some of it. A couple of the big things: they put out new quests. You can go in the quests here. There are quite a few that are related to upping the star level for your characters. You see some here actually kind of auto-completed. I'd say 6 or 7 of them already, so that worked out really well. Gives you a bunch of energy and some more Lady Nimriel tokens. As you scan down through here, you see some other quests as well. Now they've got some Evo rewards in there, so it'll help out a little bit. Get some of those rare Evos. And speaking of that, you can now do Evo combinations. So I think some of these things you'll see them. I think it's going to become more and more important. Let's go to one that actually needs to get to the next level so we can see some of those. We'll go to Black Diamond here. Go to Ascend. And now, if we click on one of these, trying to get that to pop up. There we go, finally. This one actually used to be called Celestial Evo, but it was also a Celestial type, so they changed it. Now it's a little bit more clear, it's an Astral Evo. So you can go to Combine Evos here. It brings up another little screen, and now we actually can see an inventory for the Evos that you've got. Got the lower level ones and the Celestial type. And they kind of break it down into the rare and more common of the Celestial type, and you can then use the other Evos you have to develop these other ones. So here we could use, what is that, Earth Sisters, 2 of those, and we can make one of these Astral Evos. Alright, so a great addition there. We can turn some of our either unneeded or just having too many of some of these Evos into some of the ones that we really need. So great addition. They've made a bunch of interface changes that really helped out. One of the ones that really helped out for me was when they added on, when you're going through and doing quick loot here, you actually see an update in real time. So it was a nice bonus. But probably the biggest thing, and we see guilds here, not the biggest thing, we're going to get there in just a minute. I just joined one just to check it out for now, probably see how things are going. I didn't see any quests. When I read the patch notes, the update notes, it talked about new quests related to the guild, and I didn't see any of those yet, but I'm guessing they might come in if you're in a guild, maybe at the beginning of the next day. So that's what I'm going to wait for, and we will see what happens there. We'll have more to report. But the best thing, I think, out of this new update is the Tower of Ponage. So let's take a look in there real quick. Here you can see I'm currently on floor 8. And this is a pretty challenging new aspect to the game. So it's basically like dungeon raiding in many ways, in that the characters you go up against in here are going to have the turn advantage. So they have, for every round, fast, normal, slow rounds, they will always go first. Otherwise, the kind of game mechanics for turn taking is the same as with the dungeon raiding. They do have pretty good, it starts off so you've got a level bonus here, but that quickly goes away. So as you get going up through here, so I'm level 60 now. And floor 7, everyone was 58, which is, pretty close. But they've got pretty tough teams. You see between 3 and 5 star on floor 7. And then going up here, a lot of these too, they're some of the best characters, some of the best teams that they could make. Which makes it very difficult, especially because your skills don't reset after you use them. So, one of the common things, you try to take out their first character, first normal speed character, and then use either IGOROK or Bovus El Doro to kick everybody else on the team back to not being able to use their specials on that first round. So it's kind of a common tactic. But with the rules they've implemented for this, you're not going to be able to do that. And so you've got to be a little bit more careful in planning. I would say this would have been even harder than it is already if this was during the time I was trying to level up, say, from anywhere below level 60. Because then you've only got a few of your characters up at that top level, and you're going to basically only have 1 or 2 teams that you could go in and do these different stages with. So luckily, now that I'm at that level 60 cap, I've actually got a fair number of characters up at that level 60 area, and that makes it a little bit easier, but still pretty challenging. If we take a look at these teams, you can see Tasumi is coming up a lot, and he can be very difficult to deal with, especially if you don't have kind of finishing skills that you can use right away. Something powerful to finish him off. If you use up all your abilities and you get to the 2nd or 3rd round, and you've got to do manual attacking, just auto-attacking basically to wear him down, you run a very high risk of having that Savage Fury, so he does an enormous amount of damage on your teammates. Another thing, if you retreat from a battle, any damage you take carries over, so your health carries over into each next round, which is obviously a big change from anything we've worked with before. Let's get back out of this. It has a lot of implications. The same thing goes for your skills. So it takes a lot of planning, and I think this will probably become a big part of the videos that we put out, looking at, what does it take to get to higher and higher floors here. If you get to this 9th floor, hopefully these will be the same each day. I don't know if we don't have enough information yet to see if the rewards always stay pretty much the same, but you get 100 gems potentially every day if you made it to that 9th floor. That said, it's been pretty hard already to get up to the 8th floor, and it's only getting harder. Taking out these teams without having your core group, their special abilities ready, that's getting pretty rough. And a lot of the characters I've got up to level 60, their skills aren't fully up to level 60. So they're still lagging by a lot. If you go all the way up to the top, up here to floor 12, you can see you get 200 gems. So potentially you could do this, and I don't remember if there were any gems further below, but at least 300 gems per day if you could get up this high. Let's scan back down. So like I said, a lot going forward. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I think there's probably going to be a fair amount of pushback in the difficulty of going up through here. I mean, a lot of these teams are only varying by 1 or 2 characters per floor. It's just a core of very difficult characters to fight. So we'll see what happens. It's definitely a high challenge. That's most of what I have to say there. I don't have a whole lot of strategy advice yet. Like I said, I worked my way up this far, but I do have some characters that are out. One other thing I wasn't expecting. So I went into floor 7 with one team, and I think almost everyone died. I ended up retreating. I had like 2 characters left, and I knew it was going to be that way. I just didn't have anyone that could use any of the skills to take them out. I was out of my fast characters. There weren't any, weren't any skills that I could use to take them out quickly. So almost everyone died, but I was able to take out 2 of their characters as well. When I came back, I was expecting to fight the whole team over again. There's some talk about that in the release notes, that something like that would happen, that they'd come back to full health even though you don't. But it turned out they didn't. The 2 that were dead stayed dead, and the 2 that were injured stayed injured. One of them was Tasumi, so it was a little bit worrisome. You gotta take him out right away. But it was like coming right back into the battle with a brand new team. So either I read that wrong, or it was explained incorrectly. However it happened, that is a really nice benefit. So you can go in and soften a team up with kind of a leading team, and then come back and finish them off. It may turn out that you need to have that strategy for a fair amount of these. And again, as you get your full cast of characters up to that level mark, up to the same level, so that you can use them effectively, I think it'll be easier and easier to get up to the full highest end floor. So we'll see how that goes, but that's all I've got really for now on that topic. Overall, it seems like a great update. They've done a lot of things that really helped out. Another benefit that I was excited about, they gave a boost to King Yorick. So he's no longer slow, and it says that they gave him a boost in his stats as well. He was a favorite of mine, especially for some of the bosses. So nice to see them giving him a little bit of love. It also helps out because he's undead, so you can make a little stronger undead team. I did try doing that. Another thing that I noticed with some of these, the skills that the characters were using in that Tower of Ponage, they were doing a lot of damage. It was like they had been leveled up very highly, but when it came to their regular attacks, they really weren't doing much damage at all. So I don't know if they've kind of given that as a little bit of make it a little bit easier. So you take a lot of damage if you do get hit with those, but when it comes to just slugging it out after the skills have been used, you've still got a better chance of surviving. So, I don't know. It's yet to be seen, but that's been my experience so far. I'm sure we'll have a lot more on strategy with the Tower of Ponage, and more on the updates. So let me know what you guys are struggling with and what you found so far. I think it's going to be a group effort trying to figure out this new aspect of the game, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Thanks for listening.